All right, so I have a question for Muslims. Now, chapter 5, verses 20 to 26, Muhammad says that through Allah's prophet Moses, that the land of Israel, he mentions Jerusalem, that Jerusalem was meant to be the capital for the Jews upon the land that God gave them through Allah's prophet Moses. Also, Muhammad states in the Quran, I don't remember exactly what verse or chapter, that Jerusalem is for the Jews and Mecca for the Muslims. Now, according to Islam, Muhammad was the last prophet until the Mahdi appears. So the next prophet to be able to come in to tell you God's will for Jerusalem and the surrounding area of the nation would be the Mahdi. Now, under this, following Islamic tradition, since no other prophet is to come after Muhammad except for the Mahdi, and no one, since Islam is submission to the will of Allah, and Allah has given this land to the Jews, doesn't that mean that the Muslims, religious Muslims, should and are required to accept a single state solution and allow the state of Israel to exist? I just want to know this. This is my question for all Muslims, because if this is being played out as a religious war, and I do know there's a difference between religious Judaism and political Zionism for the Jews, which raises a whole other question for them. But for the Muslims, does this not mean that the land belongs to the Jews and that you should respect the will of Allah? That you cannot oppose the will of Allah according to your very own holy book, your very own sacred traditions? Because if that is the case, wouldn't that also make the Palestinians, who I should point out, according to a DNA project thing years ago, share 80% of their DNA with the Israelis, wouldn't that also make them citizens of Israel and therefore Israeli Muslims within the Zionist state of Israel and have all the rights as citizens? I just want to know. This is a question that kind of rings on my mind. I want to ask all the Muslims everywhere.